Let's do it now. Sorry for that. Uh, this is the Instagram live chat with the mighty Gus G. Hopefully, the problem is solved. Hopefully. Let's see.
Elare.
I have to say that Gus G is not only a master of guitar, but also a master of social media, because he found the solution to the problem that we've been having.
I'm your IT tech support.
Your personal, your personal, my personal. So
See?
let me tell. Can you suggest some things about Rock Hard GR? How we should do some things, because now we started a new career.
Yeah.
You start as an IT.
I'll think of some things, and I'll
Yeah,
send you a proposal. Yeah.
Great.
So
So
we're
once
doing
more?
it. So we do it in English or no Greek?
In English, in English, in English,
Okay.
in English. I think that you're an international artist, so we'll do it in English as the previous one. It's
Okay.
not only Greek people that are watching us. Your profile has so many people, and so many people all over the world.
Yes. Yes. Of
So
course. Yeah.
I should encourage everyone to send their questions while we're having this live chat. Gus is ready to answer to any kind of question that you might want to him to tell you. Are there these guitars miniatures or normal ones?
No, they're normals. Yeah, it's just way in the back, but it looks
Yeah.
like they're like this big, but no.
Yeah.
No, they're normal guitars. They're just far in the back, far
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Okay. Gus has just released a week ago his first instrumental solo album. It's not his first solo album,
Yeah.
but his first instrumental solo album. People are asking with the collaborations with Kiko Loureiro.
Yeah. He's great. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
He's one of the.
I've known Kiko for 15 years. We toured back in the day, Angra and Firewind, and
Yeah.
to this day we still remain friends with the guys, and we talk every now and then. And he has had a wonderful career now with Megadeth. He's doing great. He's a great guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
And he put out a great solo album last year too.
Mm-hmm.
Instrumental, yeah.
Okay.
But I see a lot of
So
stuff
many-
coming now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's and I can't really. I have to figure out how this thing.
You scroll, you do this.
Yeah, I do that, but there are so many questions already for you,
Yeah.
that I'm beginning to
Okay.
lose it.
Hello, Brazil, and Greece, of course.
And just it would be nice to send us where you are watching us from. It would be great to know the countries. Gus, you like Lionel Messi, profano. Guess this guy is from Argentina.
Argentina, man. I love Argentina. I don't know much about football. My generation is Maradona, but you know, but
Yeah.
but I love Argentina. I've had great times there, always, man. I love that place.
Plans of visiting Glasgow?
Not at the moment. I mean, we're doing a tour next year. We're supposed to do a tour with Firewind, but it's so far no UK dates added. I'm trying to push for that because we have a really loyal following and supporters in the UK, and would love to go back, but nothing as far as I know right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we have friends from Iran right now.
Iran. Wow.
From Thailand, from Bangkok.
Incredible.
From Plovdiv, Bulgaria.
Yeah.
From Malawi. No, it's Greek one. It's from the Greek Malawi. Guess he's somewhere in Kalamaria, this guy.
Kalamaria.
And,
That's near my house now.
Yeah, and he says he's from Malawi.
Okay.
Milan. You had problems with the rainfall. I think there was yesterday this bus that was that disappeared inside the road. Was it in Kalamaria?
I think near Kalamaria. Yeah, I heard about it this morning. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm having problems in my house is flooded actually. In the back, I have a back garden, and there's like flood already here because I live closer to the mountain now. I moved outside, so it's I actually didn't sleep at all last night. We were out there, me and my wife, like taking the waters out, and it's been a hell of a day, but crazy.
Me and my wife did this thing too in our house yesterday evening for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I completely understand you. So that so many people from India, from
I don't see all the comments actually. I don't know why. I see
yeah, I just see a couple of them. It's really difficult to just by scrolling. There are so many comments coming in, and they just disappear.
I don't know. I think there's some bug, like I told you, with Instagram.
Yeah.
And you had to update it, and that's why it kept throwing us off. And there's something now. There's some update from Instagram that needs to be done, and maybe it's still not working properly.
I updated the Instagram application. It helped us do this chat, but it's really difficult to see all the questions. Of course, there are so many people praising you, and it's natural. And to tell you the truth, I will start doing some questions that have already arrived in my inbox.
Okay, yeah.
So
okay.
Let us see. First of all, can you tell me, Gus, how long have you been thinking about releasing an instrumental album? Was it the pandemic one of the reasons that helped you through this decision? You had nothing more to do than play music.
Yeah, you can say that actually. I think this album is a product of the pandemic, a product of the lockdown, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I had it in the back of my mind to do an instrumental album for a while, but I never really did it. You know, as you know, obviously, I've done all my albums with vocals. I've had instrumentals. I got close to doing it on the last time around, but then I switched. I changed my mind when I did Fearless album, and I decided to do this power trio type of setup, not as a sound, but more like as a band. And then, you know, the more we went along, I thought, okay, the people really like the instrumentals. I enjoy playing them more as well. It felt natural to do it more and more, and but there was never really any time because I'm always before, you know, pre-COVID, I was traveling, touring, album tour, as you know, for many years.
Yeah.
So I think the COVID lockdown, it was a right timing for me to just kind of like, okay, realize this is the perfect timing to really dig into this and do it properly. And think like how this album should be done, because I was a little bit I was insecure about it, I would say, just a little bit, you know, like I wasn't sure how to pull it
Yeah,
off.
yeah, but did you have in mind that one of your uh, some of your most of the crowd favorites from Firewind are the Fire and the Fury, SKG, which are instrumentals.
Yeah.
Did that help you? Did that help you to make this decision and do an instrumental album?
Not because of Firewind, I have to say, not really. Even though it was always like a mystery to me, why is a song like Fire and the Fury so popular
Popular.
amongst our fans? I mean, I understand why they like it. It's a really cool song, and it's a great riff and all that, and it's always a great killer track to play live. But still, you know, we have so many songs. But I mean, it was a big sign for me, like that. Okay, that people would probably love to hear that kind of side of me more. As a matter of fact, I mean, you were one of the guys that kept telling me that for years. I mean, I have to say this, you know, like you were one of the guys. You were like, dude, I would love to hear you just, you know, explore more. You can do so much more. And not only you, a lot of people told me that. So, you know, the signs were there. It was just a matter of kind of
The right timing.
The timing and making the decision. I think it's
Mm-hmm. Um, I was sure that you were going to release a great instrumental album because even in your own songs with Firewind, you play great guitar, but you do not show off. I mean, everybody understands that you're a great guitar player, but you don't do this to show off your skills. So I was pretty sure that if you ever made an instrumental album, it would be like this. It would be, as I say, a Joe Satriani and not a Steve Vai album.
Okay.
They are both fantastic, amazing guitar players. When you see Steve Vai playing live, it's jaw-dropping. But if I want to listen to an instrumental album, I will go with Joe Satriani.
Yeah.
Because it's song-oriented and not showing off the guitar skills.
I think also a guy like Steve Vai is also more on the experimental side of things because of Zappa, maybe the Zappa influence.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I'm also like, and actually making this album, I went back and listened to a lot of Joe Satriani. I think it kind of wore off on me when I was making this album. All those melodies, because that I was you know, I was looking for that, like that thing that glues everything together. What is that thing that can make a really cool instrumental song besides all the flashy stuff that you can do in the riffs, and you know, you can do so many things with arrangements when there are no vocals. You can just do whatever. But at the end of the day, I think it's the melodies that are going to stick out, and that's what people will remember. That's what people would like to sing, and ultimately, that's what makes an album interesting. You know, good melodies, good hooks, music. You know, harmony. So that was what I was trying to find for this album, and trying to find a balance as well. Because you know, when you make an instrumental album, there's going to be a lot of guitar, anyways. Inevitable, you know. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. There's going to be the you know, the big solos. There's going to be the technical things, but you got to have the songs.
Yeah, and reading what Joe Satriani said about Quantum Leap is really great. I think that when you listen to a guitar player like this and have him in your mind and have Joe Satriani tell you such kind of things about Quantum Leap, I think you must have done something right.
Yeah, it was a incredible feeling actually to get, you know, such a nice quote from Joe. It's I mean, yeah, like you said, it was a feeling of, okay, I didn't mess this up, you know. He liked it, so it must mean something. Because to me, he's like the king of instrumental rock, you know. That's the guy, you know. Like you said, he's a guy that makes like the guitar sing. So yeah, it was incredible. So yeah, Joe was very nice, kind enough to give me a nice quote.
Not
He's
only Joe, but also Marty Friedman.
Yeah,
I had
Marty.
told you that when I had an interview with Marty, before he hung up the phone, he just told me, just tell Gus that he has greetings. You must be very good friends, very close friends with Marty. He loves you so much. He told me, send him my love. I love this guy so
Yeah,
much.
I've known Marty since 2004. Since the first time, not the first time, because I've been to Japan before, but one of the first times that I was there, and he came to one of the Firewind shows, and we became friends ever since. And it was right at the time when he was moving to Japan from America, leaving Megadeth
Hmm.
and going to his
Yeah.
new life over there. And we connected there, and we stayed friends, and which is incredible. He's one of my guitar heroes, and such a down to earth guy. And we connected. And every time I'm in Japan, we will go out, and I'd go out to dinner and things like that. And eventually, we did a tour a few years ago. So he's a guy who's he's a dear friend by now.
Hmm. If you were to do a G3 tour, you were one of the three guys. Which other two guitar players would you pick?
It would be great if I could. Scary, of course, but it would be nice to join Joe's G3 tour, the original G3 tour. But very
With
scary.
yeah,
With
yeah, it
Satriani,
would be
yeah.
scary. Yeah, with Joe and Steve Vai and Eric Johnson, or perhaps take the place of Eric Johnson,
Ooh, man.
or it would be a G4.
Yeah, it scares me just to think about it. It's exciting but scary. Like, how can you go on stage with these people? Wow.
Yeah, and then do the jam in the end of the show.
Even more scary.
Three or four of you, even more scary. But
Yeah.
you did a nice thing a few weeks ago. After 18 months off stage, you joined guys like John Norum on stage,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
you had some great guitar help. What was this event all
Yeah.
about with Ronnie Romero, with Dino Jelusek?
Yeah, this is a festival in France. It's called Guitar and Scène, and I mean, it's a festival that's been going on for 15 years, I think, and like it's a big festival. Like everybody's played there, from Metallica to Sting to whatever, Satriani and everybody. Like a lot of guitar players and big bands, and but because of the pandemic and everything, they scaled it down this year, and they did an event like I think only for a couple of thousand people.
Hmm.
But they still put it at the same location. It was like still the same big stage and lights and everything, and it was very like a proper production. And they invited some local artists, but they put together like this kind of like all-star band.
Hmm.
And Dino Jelusik's band was on. They were going to. Dino was basically like the musical director. He kind of put the lineup together, and he chose the songs that we would jam and everything, and he kind of coordinated everything. So Dino was there, and Ronnie Romero was there. So they invited me and John Norum. So we did, we went in there, and everybody did a few songs, and in the end we jammed, and just playing some classics, Deep Purple stuff, or what else. Obviously I played some Sabbath, some Ozzy, played one of my own songs. John did some Europe stuff. He did some of his solo stuff, which was interesting to see, because I love his solo stuff, and he never really plays live with that stuff. And then in the end, we all jammed, and it was very nice, and it felt really cool. I felt rusty though. I haven't played for a while.
Yeah, you haven't played live for 18 months.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that everybody is singing about when he goes on the road again, and it was on one-off show. I guess in your next live performance, you will feel exactly the same. You don't get the rust off just by playing one show.
Yeah, it's one off is like, it's almost like it's cool, but it's not enough. Not for a guy like me who's used to play 80 or 100 shows a year. So it's
Yeah,
like you feel like you're starting, but then you're not. You're stopping right away. So then it goes back into
yeah,
starting again.
yeah. However, you were very active during the lockdown, playing and collaborating with many artists. You have played with Mike Portnoy. You have played with the guys from Evanescence, with the Jen Majora.
Yeah.
How did you like this? Was it just a way to find people to play music with, or did you make any new friends during the lockdown?
Actually, I didn't do that many collaborations. I think it was mainly Jan who put these things together, and she asked me, and I was on a song together with Jan and Mike Portnoy, but I'm not sure if I did too many of those collabs. Maybe I'm forgetting right now, but we did some live thing with Firewind.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of live streams on my own, on my YouTube channel. At some point, I started calling some of my friends, and I was recording the conversations, like as almost as if I was a journalist.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So, you know.
Okay, you will not take our job.
No, I won't. Don't worry.
Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Yeah, that's because you wouldn't like me to play guitar. You wouldn't like to listen. I haven't played guitar for something like 30 years.
Oh, yeah, maybe that wouldn't sound that good, but
no,
if you're good,
no.
If you want to play, feel free to play. It's
yeah.
It's all good.
I will play, but no one would like to listen. Okay, you released the video clips. You started releasing video clips without mentioning that they are part of
an album,
an instrumental album. They always, my friends always keep mocking me because I like the term standalone singles, and I was saying that Gus G has released a standalone single because I just like the term. And we had a couple of videos first before making it public that you're going to release a. Why did you choose that way of? Did you want to see the reactions first?
I honestly don't really know why. If there was a specific reason for that, because I think the label mostly wanted that. I think it's like a new way of doing things, which is almost like an old school way of doing things. If you remember, like back in the day, they used to put like those 45-inch singles, you know, in the 60s or whatever. And then all that stuff used to be a part of an album. So I think it's almost like a little bit like full circle. Labels put out singles now of artists, and then they release a couple, and then at some point they announce an album. Or maybe there is no real way to do it nowadays, but they suggested to do this. Maybe they were skeptical, maybe they were not skeptical, but maybe they wanted to see how it works, because I don't think AFM Records was prepared for a solo record by me, like an instrumental solo record. I think that they were thinking they were going to get like more of the same, like the last album, or like a collaborations album. They did not expect that it was going to be just like a, you know, so they probably thought, okay, let's see what this is about. So they said, you know, let's put out some singles. Let's see what happens. And at some point we make a plan and we release the album. And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, like for me, it didn't make any difference because I had already finished the record.
Let's say hello to Bumblefoot, who has said hi.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Hey, man. Hey, Ron. I don't see any of the comments. I don't see anything. It's stuck there. But
and Jen is here.
Oh, okay.
And Jen is here. So we have many of your friends.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Hi, Jen.
Over here. Perhaps they just wanna complain because they were not part of your instrumental solo album.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
And you got just Vinnie Moore playing with you for Force Majeure.
Yeah, which was an older single actually. So
it was an older single. It was an older single because you had been playing that live with your Gus G band.
and it's already in the bonus live CD. So Vinnie Moore did not play exclusively for this release. You didn't have any guests, in fact, on that album, on that solo album.
I didn't.
So
actually,
I am defending you on Jen and Ron. Okay.
but maybe the guys can join me on the next album. That would be nice.
Yeah, and Jen suggests to take Ron on the G3 tour.
Ooh, yeah.
Perhaps have her as well. And perhaps create your own G3 tour with you, Ron, and Jen.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's not a bad idea, actually. I love both these guys, and they're fantastic players, fantastic people. And it makes me think now, like, how much I miss kind of like, you know, hanging out with people.
Hanging out with,
like,
even hanging out together. I mean, we met last summer. You came to Athens, just couldn't make it, and see you. You have greetings from my son. He just told me, just say Gus hello, because I don't want to be part of this. Okay, he's too shy for that. But when you had so many shows all over the world and meeting other musicians and friends, and now you just don't have it. And it's really crazy.
It's crazy.
It's really crazy.
The lifestyle that we knew is kind of taken away from us, at least temporarily, which is a little bit. I mean, it is strange. We can keep in touch, of course, which is wonderful. We can keep in touch online and do all these things and collaborations. But like I remember, like, you know, Ron Bumblefoot. He's here now. Like, I would run into Ron on some airport lounge somewhere randomly in the world and be like, "Hey man, let's have a coffee." So like that stuff doesn't happen anymore. It's like, or meet with the guys at a festival or something. And I don't know, man. I'm hoping we can get back to doing that pretty soon.
Can you name me your top 5 instrumental albums? And before that, when you start doing interviews about an album, do you plan beforehand? Because you know us. Let's say this question, your top instrumental albums, it was asked by John, but I'm pretty sure that this question must have been made to you, must have been done to you. Almost in every interview for this instrumental, for this solo album. So, did you have in your mind beforehand that if they ask me my top 5 albums, it would be something like this? Do you ever think before doing all these interviews what you will say in some specific questions, or it is just as it comes out of you?
Interesting question. Actually, I think of some things in regards to, I try to bring back certain memories of how things happened and evolved during the making of the album. Because when you make an album and then you release it like 7 or 8 months later, you don't really remember what you were doing each month or something and how the whole thing evolved. So that's more of like this is the type of preparation that I will do. Like, okay, because I know a lot of the questions will be about that, how it came to be, and, you know, and explain a little bit about that. So maybe I will do a little bit of prep for that. But mostly I improvise on interviews because you never know what you're going to get asked. For example, right now, I do get asked what my favorite instrumental albums are, but I do not get asked if I think about what I'm going to say.
Yeah, okay.
So
it depends on the creativity of the journalist.
And you're right. It depends on who's talking to you, and I kind of like to.
What kind of relationship perhaps you have with him? Because if you have done many interviews with a guy and you know a few things about him, you are more loose when you give some answers, and sometimes it's like, you know, doing the typical kind of question. You're right. Answering,
you're right. It does play a role if you know somebody, if you talk to them once or twice, or if it's completely faceless and you never heard of them and you don't know what they mean exactly. And so you have to kind of be ready for that. But I do like to improvise on some things. I mean, I'm not gonna change like top 5 lists or something like that. I'm pretty much that stuff. You know what you like or you don't know what you like.
Yeah.
But yeah. Should I still give you
Yeah,
my top 5?
yeah, of course. I'm even personally more interested about that.
Okay. In no particular order, right? Because all these
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these
okay.
albums mean different things to me. But I will say Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force, because even though it's not a completely instrumental album, there's 2 vocal
Yeah.
songs. But I look at it as an instrumental record because it has his biggest hits on there, like his most iconic songs, Black Star and Far Beyond the Sun.
Be careful because Jeff Scott Soto has joined our company, so you should tell something about about the songs he sings as well.
They're great.
Great, of course.
It's Now Your Ships Are Burned, and what's the other one? Oh my God. You have to remind me, what's the other vocal song by Jeff on that one? Now Your
Can't
Ships Are
remember
Burned.
too. I think
Jeff,
we've lost Jeff as a guest singer on one of your next albums.
he already did it on the first one, so he's okay.
Yeah, okay. You lost his next participation.
Oh man.
But we have Ralph Shippers here again, so you might have Ralph Shippers again. We say hello to Ralph again, and,
Hi,
and
Ralph.
Jeff, and all the guys that are watching us right now. So your first album, no particular order, is Rising Force by Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yeah, then I would definitely have to say Surfing with the Alien, Joe Satriani. Then I would have to say also Steve Vai, Passion and Warfare. I'm always between, like, I love Passion and Warfare and Alien Love Secrets, the EP he put out right after that.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
I even have the videotape for that.
Yeah, I had that one too, the VHS tape, right? That was groundbreaking. Like, there was a VHS tape with like 7 video clips in there, like performance videos, and that was amazing. I remember that blew my mind when I put that on and watched it. I'm like, wow, he did this, you know.
Yeah.
What else? I would have to say also Vinnie Moore, Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye.
Yeah, I think together that album alongside Rising Force are like
Type one, yeah.
Yeah, they're like neoclassical metal guitar Bibles, you know. Those are. And number 5, I probably would have to say Marty Friedman's Dragon's Kiss. You know, that's like. I would like to include some Paul Gilbert somewhere in there, but it was more like the stuff that I was into was Racer X, and that was like a vocal band. So
yeah, if you ask mine, it will be those, and I might exchange Dragon's Kiss with Perpetual Burn.
Yeah,
from Jason Becker.
Yeah, it's a close tie there as well. Those 2 albums are like, wow.
Yeah. Another interesting question that has come from Jim. You have played a few times with Steel Panther. How was it as an experience? Do they stay in character even backstage when they have guests?
No. They're really chill out dudes, and you know, the first time it was really funny to see them without the wigs, you know, and but you know, but they were really cool. They were very cool, very. They treated us very nice on the tour that we did with them, and just really good people, all of them. They were very, very nice to me and my band. And I've jammed with them a couple of times, and you know, when they're on stage, they're pretty wild. You know, when they're in full character, and you have to watch out. But I love all the stuff, all the pranks they do. I just love all that stuff. I didn't get it in the beginning, and I understand a lot of people that don't get it. But then when I saw it live, then I was like, okay, I understand. This is amazing. This is like the perfect marriage of like comedy and heavy metal. This is perfect, and the guys can actually play amazingly. And yeah, they're all great musicians, great guys.
Another question for you personally: that although you're left-handed, you play guitar as a right-handed person. How do you do this?
When I picked up the guitar when I was I don't know, 9 or something, it felt normal to hold it like this, like a right-handed person.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I thought I didn't know if it was like this side or that side, and because my left hand was the strongest one, I thought, okay, that's the one that does all the fretboard stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I kind of stuck with that. So it's not like anybody told me how to hold the guitar. So just kind of stuck with that.
You should know that I have met another left-handed person, the Charlie Steinhauer from Paradox, who just changed the progression of the chords, and he had the chords in the reverse order, and that's why he's playing some strange riffing on the guitar, because the chords are in the reverse order, and he plays, when he plays solo, he plays on the upper part of the fretboard.
Right.
But when he's riffing, he's playing on the lower part of the fretboard, which is like he's doing a solo, but with thicker chords.
Yeah.
And this produces a very unique sound, I can see, different sound.
It does. You're right. Yeah. I think Eric Gale's blues guitarist, he also plays like that.
Like that, yeah. There are so many questions about instrumental songs from bands, like Orion, for example, from Metallica, or Stream of Consciousness by Dream Theater. Do you have any instrumental tracks from bands that stick in your mind?
Oh, I can't remember right now, but the Scorpions have a great instrumental song. Coast to Coast. That's a great
Coast to Coast, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Michael Schenker has amazing instrumentals. Into the Arena, Captain Nemo, Michael Schenker group at least. Who else? Hard to say.
Anyway,
I'm not sure if the
when I saw
Frozen.
When I saw,
Okay.
bad weather has affected the internet connection in Athens. It's really bad. We're having bad time. So when I first saw the video clip of Fears, the first thing I did was text to you and just ask you how much fun did you have during the making of this video? I think you and your wife must have had an amazingly good time while making this video.
It was a great day, actually. I wanted to make a home video because I was kind of tired of, we all had already planned 3 days of video shoots and photo shoots for the album, and we were gonna do like 6 videos and locations, outdoors, indoors, and I was like, you know what? I want to do a video where it's just like I'm at home in my robe, and my pajamas.
That's pretty Ozzy Osbourne influenced.
I guess so. I don't know. That's probably also that I would call that also being lazy in quarantine influenced. So So I came up with this concept, actually. You know, I wanted to do this makeup thing, and you know, this black metal makeup, black metal aesthetics, and I came up with this idea of you know, of a script, you know, this lonely, grumpy rock star who finds true love. You know, he wakes up every day. You know, he looks grim. You know, he hates his life. You know, he doesn't find any meaning anymore. But all of a sudden, he watches his younger self playing on the screen, and he's like, wow. You know, he gets inspired, and then eventually he finds true love with this girl who he kept as a slave in his dungeon. And they end up forming a band. But, you know, there's a plot twist if it's his nightmare or reality, because he wakes up at some point and he's like, oh my God, what is this shit? So, but it was fun, man. It was just me and my wife and the director and the cats, and it was just a blast.
And now you mentioned the cats, you have many, there are many people that say hello to you and your cats.
Thank you.
Because tomorrow is Saturday, okay? It's Friday and tomorrow is Saturday. Every Saturday is a Saturday.
Always.
It's always Saturday.
Actually, here in my house, it's every day Saturday. So.
Every day is Saturday. You also have a masterclass on the 30th and the 31st of October. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I do. It's actually in Athens, in Greece, in Chalkidonio Odio.
Chalkidonio, yeah.
Chalkidonio, yeah. It feels weird talking in English about it, but yeah, it's in Athens.
Yeah, okay, it's Chalkidonio, yeah.
Chalkidonio. So if you guys are watching from Athens, you can join us. I'm going to be there for a couple of days to do a clinic and some private group lessons. And I'm not sure, but I think you can also watch online. You can also participate online.
Yeah.
And I think the website is chalkidonio.gr, and you can find all the info there, how to order your tickets.
You can find the info. You can find the info by clicking the banner on rockhard.gr. It has everything you might need in order to go to this masterclass. It's far easier to type rockhard.gr than Chalkidonio.
Yes.
You will find everything that you will need there. Jen asks, what's your best advice for up-and-coming young guitar players nowadays with all social media options? Would you still tell them to look for a contract with a label? That's Jen's question that popped up right now.
You know, Jen is very smart. Very funny girl, very smart girl. And she, you know, this is a very good question that she's asking, I think. Because, you know,
she's one of the persons I am afraid of in order to get my job, okay? But I don't think
she's very good with that too. She can, you know, she's great with organizing all these things and talking to people, and you know, and she asked me to play this strange game the other day that she was filming for her YouTube channel, and it was just like. She had all these kind of like board games that, anyways, it was like really insane questions like, why would you kick your best friend in the nuts or something? And it was like, it just like, yeah, a proper Jen tradition. But anyways, but you know, I like the question from Jen, and because I think that the kids that are kind of like coming up now, obviously, you know, we are still part of a little bit of the, you know, the older business model, but you know, obviously we have adapted to the technological evolution. You have to,
of course,
and nowadays, I mean, look, when I was making demos in '97, I would send like CDs in envelopes to the labels or to magazines, you know, to you guys. Hey, can you review my CD, or can you, you know, are you interested in offering me a contract? Blah blah blah. That stuff is not there anymore, you know, and it's the game has totally changed. I would say I would probably, if I was to give any advice to anybody, it would be to just take advantage of the tools that we have nowadays. Social media, these things are strong tools. You know, you can reach directly to anybody in the world. Like, you know, there's people that are watching us from probably from my neighborhood to all the way to India.
Which happens.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's fantastic. That's amazing.
So this is a miracle, actually. So, you know, you should take advantage of that. If you're a musician, create content, you know, still do your music, focus on your music, put out the music out, you know, put it out there. You probably won't need a label, not in the beginning, at least. So I would say just use all the stuff you got, try to engage with the people that are giving you feedback, the people that support you. And really, there is no rule nowadays. Like it's almost like a Wild West kind of thing, you know. There is no rule. You can call your shots, you know. There is no right or wrong way how to do it. Like, you know, we released singles and then we put out an album, and somebody else might just drop an album like that with not even a warning, you know. So it doesn't really matter. So you can just do whatever the hell you like, and that's the beauty of it. And I think just, you know, keep developing your craft, keep developing your songwriting, put the music out there, and then stay active. And
yeah, I just have to tell to all the people that are watching us that there has been a kind of bug perhaps on Instagram, and we can't really scroll through your questions. But I see that from Nick, a comment. He says that you actually walk like Ozzy with your robe in one scene in Fierce.
Okay.
I told you that you were Ozzy Osbourne influenced.
Yeah,
from that.
You know what? I was kind of trying to be like this black metal guy. I was my idea was to kind of do this crab walk from Abath or something. but I didn't think that I convinced anybody with that. Everybody thought I was mimicking Ozzy, but I had more like Abath in mind.
Yeah, but Abath. So Jen with Evanescence is going to play in Athens. I think it's next June.
Awesome.
And she asks if this is going to see you here.
I would like to. Yeah, if I'm in June, huh? I'm probably gonna be here.
I think it's June. I think it's June. So I think that Jen's gonna meet me at least.
Jen's coming over in June. Jan in June. Okay.
Jan in June, yeah. Jan in June. How do you come up with the names of your instrumentals? That's a constant question I make to people who create instrumental songs. I have asked it with Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Vinnie Moore, Marty Friedman, everybody. Just tell me what's in your mind when you obviously write and record the song and say, how the hell am I going to name it?
This is the eternal problem that I have. First of all, when I start up a session on my computer, because what is a title? Like, what is this song about? Like, if I start from a blank session, like, you have to name it somehow, and you can only name it how many times can you say riff in A minor or riff in E? Like, you cannot do that all the time. You know, at some point you kind of have to choose what this song, like if there's a certain image that it, you know, or feeling that it gives you. So you maybe like a reference code kind of thing, word that will like
ask Mike Portnoy about that. He has the strangest working titles ever.
Oh, he does. Okay.
If you ever look up about the working titles of the songs, especially from the first Dream Theater albums, you will die laughing. It's the strangest names ever.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, but
yeah.
But you know, like having a working title is one thing, and then finalizing the title before you send a master to a label or something, it's totally it's also pretty scary if there are no words. It's instrumentals. When there are words, that's no problem.
Yeah.
You know, the chorus is a song or whatever. So you have words to choose from. But what happens if it's instrumental? For me, it was pretty tough doing this. You know, it's always been tough.
For everybody. I think it's for everybody. When I started our first magazine in Greece, we didn't know how to call it. So we had a special code. with our friend Dimitris, we were discussing it, and we were listening to UFO's Rock Bottom, and we say, okay, it's Rock Bottom. It's the code name Rock Bottom. And when we reached the point that we would be ready to publish a magazine, we didn't have a name because it was Rock Bottom. And then we named it Rock On. Was Rock On. We named it Rock On. Yeah. And then turned to Rock Hard. But we had the code name Rock Bottom a week before the magazine was published. And we didn't have a name. That was pretty scary too. And for the publisher as well.
Yep. Because you have to choose, and that's the one, you know, forever. Like,
yeah,
it's
always
issue,
Rock Bottom
month.
to me.
You cannot change it. It's your brand. You know?
It's always for me. It's always Rock Bottom. This thing. Any plans with Firewind? Because I think that our stream will fall in a few minutes. I think it's still 60-minute live. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're actually releasing a single in about 10 days on the 28th of October.
Yeah, the National Day in Greece.
Right. Yeah, but it's not a brand new track. It's actually a leftover from the last album that we put out. It was just this song that didn't make it on there for some reason. Not because it's a bad song. Actually, it's pretty cool. I was listening. I was like, why didn't we put this on there? But whatever, it's one of those mysteries. But it's part of a compilation that AFM is putting out. They're doing this 25th anniversary.
So 25th anniversary.
Yeah, and they chose to do something cool, which is like, you know, they're, instead of using tracks that are released, they're doing unreleased tracks and bonus tracks and blah blah blah, an acoustic version. So we had, you know, we contributed with this track, and yeah, we made a video of it as well. So it's coming out on the 28th. And the next upcoming plans are getting back to a stage. You know, we're playing a festival in Switzerland in November, and then next year we're celebrating 20 years since the debut album came out. So we're doing a few dates around Europe as a 20th anniversary tour, and I would like to actually reissue the first album on vinyl because I have the rights for the first couple of albums.
Yeah.
So I'm planning on some, you know, reissues with remasters and extra stuff. So it's, yeah, that's what I'm planning for next year for the band, and some festivals.
And mentioning the vinyls, there has been a huge problem lately with vinyls. Not only your vinyl, but also the vinyls of every single label.
Yeah.
There's a shortage of PVC. In the market, and they cannot create vinyl. So when will the vinyl version of your instrumental album come out?
It's coming out on November 26th. Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't have it by now. So yeah, we will have it November 26th. Yeah, at least I'm looking forward to, you know, next month at least. It will be almost like a second chance for the album.
A second release date. Yeah, it's a second release date, to tell you the truth. Gus, it's been a pleasure again to speak with you.
Thank you, man.
I must say, as I told you, that I really enjoyed your solo album. I feel that it's going to be one of my top 5 albums for 2020, 2021, no,
21, yeah, because
it has passed. This year is off. I mean, 2020 has been erased. That's why.
Thank you.
So congratulations! It's been a great album. It's been a great journey listening to this album, and great to have you on my screen, on my cell phone screen again. It's always a pleasure speaking with you.
You too, man.
Hopefully meet you in Chalkidonio 2 on the 30th and 31st of October. Thanks everybody for taking part in this. I'm so sorry. There has been a kind of bug in Instagram and we couldn't read all your questions, but we definitely saw that you were so many of you over here.
The new Gus G album, Quantum Leap, is already out since last Friday from AFM Records. Go and get it, or if you want the vinyl version, just wait to the end of November. Okay?
Correct.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gus. Wish you the best, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, all of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend and take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.